This is not a love story where everything was perfect. This is the story of my mistakes, my pride, and the woman who loved me when I did not deserve it. For a long time, I believed love was about beauty, appearance, and a perfect body. I judged people by what my eyes could see, not by what their heart could feel. Today, as I sit here with one leg missing and a heart full of regret, I want to tell you my story, because maybe it will teach you what I learned too late. Two families lived in the same apartment. One was mine, and the other was hers. Our doors were just a few steps away from each other, but our lives were even closer. Our parents were like relatives. They shared happiness, problems, festivals, everything. That girl's name was Mira. From childhood, Mira and I were inseparable. We played together, went to school together, fought, laughed, and made memories without knowing how precious they were. She came to my house like it was her own, and I went to hers without knocking. She was my best friend, and I never thought of her as anything more. As we grew older, life changed us. I became taller, confident, and people started calling me handsome. I enjoyed the attention. I loved looking good. I believed beauty was everything. Mira also grew up. Her face was beautiful, her eyes kind, her heart pure, but her body changed. She became overweight. People judged her, and sadly, I was one of them. I teased her. I joked about her weight. I spoke about perfect bodies in front of her without caring about her feelings. I thought I was being funny. I didn't know I was hurting someone who loved me more than herself. I didn't know then, but Mira was already in love with me. She loved me quietly. She supported me in my dreams, encouraged me when I failed, and stood by me even when I treated her badly. She never showed her pain. She always smiled. That smile was hiding 1,000 tears. One day she gathered courage I never had. She stood in front of me with shaking hands and told me everything. Her love, her feelings, her heart. I listened. And then I broke her heart. I told her the truth as I believed it then. I like beautiful girls. I want someone slim, perfect. I'm sorry. She didn't cry in front of me. She just smiled and said, "Thank you for being honest." That smile still haunts me. After that, she tried to change herself, not for health, not for happiness, but for me. She starved herself, exercised until she was tired, tried everything. Nothing worked. Her body didn't change, but her heart broke again and again. Still, she loved me. Still, she supported me, from the shadows. One day, I told her I loved someone else. I spoke proudly about how beautiful she was. I didn't notice the pain in Mira's eyes. She smiled again and said, "Congratulations. I wish you happiness." Soon after that, she left the apartment, quietly, without blaming me, and I let her go. One night, I met with a terrible car accident. I survived, but I lost my leg. In one moment, everything I was proud of was gone. The girl I loved never came to see me. Friends disappeared. People who admired my looks avoided me. I was alone, broken, useless. One day, someone walked into my hospital room. It was Mira. She came every day. She helped me walk. She fed me. She listened to my anger, my tears, my silence. She loved me when I had nothing. That's when I understood love. Love is not beauty. Love is not appearance. Love is staying when everything is lost. I held her hand and cried like a child. I was blind, I told her. I searched for beauty and lost true love. She didn't say much. She just stayed. After everything she did for me, I finally understood the truth I had ignored all my life. Love was not in beauty or a perfect body. Love was in staying, in caring, in choosing someone again and again. One evening, when the hospital room was quiet and the sunset light fell softly through the window, I asked Mira to sit beside me. My voice was shaking. "Mira, why did you come back?" I asked. "After everything I said, everything I did, why are you still here?" She looked at me with calm eyes and said softly, "Because I never loved your body. I loved you." That sentence broke me completely. Tears rolled down my face. I held her hand tightly, as if she might disappear again. "I lost my leg," I said, my voice full of fear. "I lost my pride, my future. I'm not the man I was." She smiled gently. "You are still you. That is enough for me." That night, I didn't sleep. I realized something very clear. I didn't want a life where Mira was not beside me. A few days later, with the help of my parents, I arranged something simple but meaningful in the hospital garden. I stood there with my crutches, my heart beating faster than ever. When Mira came, she was surprised. I took a deep breath and said, "I once rejected you because of your body. Today, I am asking you because of your heart." I slowly went down on one knee, painful, difficult, but worth every second. "Mira, will you marry me? Not because you stayed, but because I finally learned how to love." Her eyes filled with tears. She didn't answer immediately. She just held my face and cried. Then she whispered, "I waited my whole life to hear this." She said yes. Our wedding was not grand, but it was pure. The same families who once watched us play as children now watched us promise a lifetime together. As I tied the sacred thread and took my vows, I looked at her and said, "I promise to love you not with my eyes, but with my soul." She held my hand and replied, "I promise to love you in every form of life." That day, I didn't feel weak. I felt chosen. Marriage with Mira changed me more than the accident ever could. She never made me feel incomplete. She never reminded me of my past mistakes. She loved me with patience and quiet strength. People sometimes looked at us strangely, a woman who didn't fit society's beauty standards and a man with one leg. But we didn't care, because we knew something they didn't. Love is not what the world sees. Love is what stays when the world walks away. If you ever find someone who loves you when you are at your worst, don't let them go. I almost lost the best gift of my life because I was blind. Today, I walk slowly, with support, but my heart finally walks in the right direction, and her hand is always in mine.